Hey Jackie, it's Scott. It was super nice meeting you earlier today. I wanted to make this video to kind of go over what I do and what I kind of focus on, so that you could see what I would introduce myself to any potential referrals and anything like that, and just kind of giving you a little backup of what I do as well. So usually I start with my prospective client's website. Kind of go over a few things that are good, that are not so great, and then what they could do to improve them, and then show how I can help them out. So for starters, right here, I love your guys' website. It's super cool. It's interactive. It's nice. One thing that I always recommend for most people is the fact that your word count is at 390. I know you're not in charge of this, so it's not the end of the world either. It's not the biggest thing, but at the same time, a lot of the times content can help a lot. But I do recommend adding content to your website. Google loves to see 1,500 to 2,000 words on home pages, and throughout that content you want to be found for buyer intent keywords. And what I consider a buyer intent keyword is a service and a location. So, media publishing, Layton, Utah. I'm not saying there's a lot of searches, but that would be what I consider buyer intent, because that would be kind of at the bottom of the funnel of people who are aware and what they need and looking for it. The other thing you could do is if you save the alternate text of your images correctly, instead of it saying neighbors of scenic view, it could be saying something like, I'm using plumbers in this video as an example because I don't know exactly what I would say for your company, but Layton plumbers or plumbers in Layton, Utah, those are both buyer intent keywords. So I do also use a tool called Ahrefs. This will show me your analytics and where you're setting. The DR and UR is the domain rating and URL rating of strength and trust that Google has for your website. These are on a scale of 100, and you want those continuously moving up and also balanced whenever possible. You're at 54 and 30, which is from your referring pages and domains. And pretty much these are just backlinks, and if you don't know what a backlink is, which I think you do, but just in case, it's when one website links to another website via clickable button or text, but not all backlinks are created equal, so you do want to make sure you are staying relevant to your industry and also location whenever possible. It looks like you're being indexed for 1,700 words, and you're getting just over 4,000 people to your website each and every month, which is awesome. But looking at some of the keywords that you guys are being found for, Rosemount Living Magazine, that might be what I call a buyer intent, and I'll show you some other ones too. Most of these, I wouldn't say are buyer intent, but I know that's not the end of the world. But at the same time, like when you do have back page, that's not right. I'll show you on another one, but those are the ones that I usually try and go after. Verizon, Blue Ridge, Georgia. I know you're not a Verizon store, but if you were a Verizon store, you would definitely want that keyword being ranked for on your website in Georgia. So those are the types of buyer intent keywords that I go after. For example, here, Layton plumbers. Right at the top, you have the Google Guaranteed or the local service ads, and then you have the Google ads right below it. These are great ways to generate business quickly. The difference between these two, the Google Guaranteeds, they supply a guarantee for both the consumer and the business owner. If a consumer calls here, they know that this person is licensed and insured and has a background check done. If it's for the business and say a marketer calls and wants to sell them their services, they could dispute it and Google will refund their money for that lead. So the cost per click goes back to them. Right here, these ones, doesn't matter who clicks on them. If you click on them, that whatever that cost per click is goes away. So that's kind of the difference between the two of them. Plus, you can also run ads not having the insurance and all that stuff. But usually people don't know that. But then we talked kind of extensively about the Google Business Profile, just as a refresher, reviews, citations, and then geotagged, branded, and photos and updates. So that's kind of that in a nutshell. And then I'm just looking at their particular keyword or Schmedley because they are they're ranking for the Layton plumbers right here. So if you look at their website, and usually I compare this to your website, but since I don't really know a comparison for you, I'm just using this. But I usually go in and say, hey, they have 1,000 words on here. we would want 1,500, and the buyer intent ones, latent and surrounding areas, which is great. But like I said, they don't have those buyer intent keywords like, let's see, plumbing, electrical, contractor, and latent. That's not really a keyword. Like latent plumbers, that's a keyword, and I could kind of show you what those ones are in just a second. But once you have that authoritative content with backlinks and citations, you're going to start to outrank these competitors. And to just give you, this is just in latent for plumbers, there's 50, 40, 30, 20, 20, 20, so I don't know, like 150 to 200 searches for plumbers each and every month. Actually, there's 400, but some of them are supply. But once you start to outrank them, a percentage of these total volumes will start to go to your website instead of your competitors. And then the people going to your website, if you have it set up correctly, will schedule an appointment, call now. This should be a click to call, which is sad. Anyway, that's a different story altogether. But then also depending on closing rates, will turn into customers for you. So I figured you would enjoy this before we meet next week. So it kind of goes through what I go through to look and see how to rank them for SEO, their Google business profile, and also their ads. So I look forward to talking to you next week. Have a good one.